Sorry.
Go. And Urie is Uri. And when he went to school, I don't get it. Now, and all of a sudden, later, when he got married, then Kay said, doesn't spell right. She put an E on. I, and Kay put an E on the back. That's how he spells his name now. And you know what he says now? The teachers did it in school. That's not true. It's not they didn't do it. Kay was the one who did it. Kay.
I'm leaving that in. I don't care.
And I saw papers. I have papers here. I get sometimes Jewish papers, and there are Uris and Urie. Uri. See?
You
That's
tell
the
'em.
right thing. Not put an E on there. Yeah.
High five, Mom.
Uri. I say Uri, but I have to say Churi. Because in English the U is a Jew. Jew, right?
Urie. They say Urie, like a Y.
Right.
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah.
Uri?
Urie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Woody?
like a Y.
Like a Y.
Yeah.
Uri?
Yeah.
But Mom says Ori.
Ori.
I say Ori.
That guy is
Like you used to say Ori.
The German is a U, is a U.
Ori.
Uri.
All right.
Uri.
So, tell me about my mom. As a baby, as a child.
Oh my God, she was such a beautiful baby. Oh my God. Oh my God, she was wonderful. She was. And every time we went to the bakery here in our block, there was a Jewish bakery. And I went in to buy something. Every time she got a cookie from one who worked there. And she couldn't get over how she loved her so much. Beautiful. Oh my God. But the owner, the baker, you know, she was stingy. She didn't give a cookie. But that lady always, she got a cookie. And when we went, you know, in the park, and Ingrid, she went to every baby carriage and looked in. She loved the babies. And then I always took a ball with me and we played ball, and Ingrid took the ball, threw it to everyone. Everyone had to then to play ball with her. She was so outgoing, and everybody loved her. She was such a joy. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wonderful.
But I heard that the fights between Ruth and my mom were kind of like nuts. Legendary fights.
Yeah, you have to tell. I don't know. I used to call Ruth the cats.
The what?
No, a cat. I used to, because she was dating, and guys came to the house. And oh my God, the house had to be perfect. The living room, you know, everything, like I have things laying here and there, but wow, everything had to be perfect. And then she got mad at Ingrid because she should clean up her stuff. And she got so angry, and I called it the cats.
You want to elaborate?
I don't remember what he used to fight about. I just know that
That was about this.
it was about that.
Yeah.
So she would try to make me clean up, and I didn't want to. I was like, I'm still playing with that or whatever, and she would kind of push me into the mess and try to get me to clean it up, and I wouldn't. So then she would start grabbing at me and scratching at me, and I used to get marks on me, and that's why she was the cuts.
A cat is a cat. You know? A cat. Instead I called it a cat.
She always had long nails. And I used to bite mine, so I didn't have any.
Were you close? Were you close with Ruth? Were you close with Urie?
I don't remember Urie home as much. I think Ruth was home more. I know Ruth used to have a friend who lived upstairs, and she used to come downstairs to us, or Ruth would go up to her. But I would always like try to be with them, and Ruth used to push me away because I was younger and she wanted to do whatever they did, you know.
8 years is a pretty substantial time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then I started just being outside, and I had friends my own age. I used to play with boys, though. I was a tomboy. I used to climb the rocks in the park. And Barry, well, when Barry was, we didn't get to Barry yet, so I'm kind of jumping ahead.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, tell him.
So when we were in the park and Barry was little, he used to toddle after me the way that I used to toddle after Ruth, you know? So, and I didn't mind him following me and whatever, but I remember there's one spot in the park is like rocks going up, but there's also in between the rocks steps. So I used to go up half the steps, and then I would go across over to the rocks and go around the rocks and go all the way around, and on the other side was like a lawn. You could walk around and then come down the steps again and do it all over again.
Yeah.
And Barry used to follow me. And I remember like the first times when he did it, he wasn't so good and he got stuck. And you know, so I used to have to try to help him to go around, especially this one area that was really tricky. And then after he did it enough times and he got older, he was able to do it just like me. But yeah, and I remember one time I wasn't aware that he was following me, and he got stuck and he slipped a little, and Mom got mad at me. Why wasn't I watching him? Or that he was almost slipping down. You don't remember?
I don't remember that.
Okay, yeah. So then I always had to make sure, because sure enough he was going to be behind me. Yeah. But we always had our spots where we would go and climb and play, and the winter was fun because the rocks would get so cold, icicles would form, and it would be like, you know how a waterfall looks?
Yeah.
But it was ice. It was like all these pretty formed ice on top of ice, and then you would have these sharp icicles
I think
hanging down, and then when it would start to melt, you could see where they dripped, and if it got colder they would freeze up again, so you had all these weird shapes, kind of like you would in the caves that people go to see, but it was like amazing to see it like that. And so we would play over there with the ice, and yeah.
And I used to like to slide on.
Oh yeah. That was fun.
We had a lot of fun in the park.
And then there was what we called the mower. When you first walk into Fort Tryon Park, it's a lot of flat land, and then you have flat stones, and on the side of the stones there's like it goes down. There's a garden. Everything is a hill. So there's a hill I don't know how to describe it. It goes this way. When you come into the park left, you go down a hill. If you go straight, you're going straight. So there's like this section where those flat stones are that levels off, but on the other side of it, it's deeper. So that's where the garden was, and there was always flowers and stuff. And right next to where the flat stones were the thorn bushes. So you had the flat stones, the thorn bushes, and on the other side of that was lower down where the garden was. But the main part is a flat road that you walk on. It's confusing, right?
Yeah.
So I would walk on the flat stones and skip stones. And if you don't pay attention to skipping the stones, if you miss your step, you're falling into the thorn bushes, which hurt. I think I did that once or twice maybe. Yeah. But I always climbed. And then Barry used to copy me and jump on the stones too. And in the winter time, we would do the same thing. But there was like a lot of snow around, so we would take snow, make snowballs, and sometimes when Barry was tired, he didn't want to walk anymore, we would make games. So I would tell Barry, let's throw snowballs on the tree. Let's see who could throw it the furthest. And we would go and pick up another snowball and throw it. And there was this woman, she used to come to the park all the time, walking back and forth and back and forth. And one time, I think Barry threw the snowball, maybe it was me, but I think it was him. And it just nicked the tree at the time when she was walking by. So she got hit with snow. And it was light snow, it wasn't ice. And she turned around and she yelled at us like we did something horrible. You bandits. What did she call us? You
bandits?
I think she called us bandits. She was so mad, and she used to be friendly with us, and she used to talk to us all the time. And ever since that time, she wouldn't talk to us, and we would get the worst angry look from her, like we were criminals because the snow hit her, and we weren't even aiming at her. You know, it was like a thing. Yeah.
Okay.
We knew all the nooks and crannies, all the hiding places in the park. It was fun. We would go there for hours and hours and bring lunch,
Yeah.
right?
And I brought a blanket and we're
Yeah.
sitting on the grass.
Mm-hmm. We had a tree. We used to play around the tree, and we used to climb the tree, or it was a little high to climb, I think. And then there was the berry tree.
Yeah.
Daddy used to pick the berries.
Yeah.
What kind of berries?
I don't know. Forget.
He used to bring it home and he made jelly. Do you remember?
Yeah.
He would spend all this time picking the berries, come home with the giant bags full of berries.
Yeah.
Then he'd wash the berries and he'd put them in a pot.
Sugar on.
He cooked them. He made the jelly.
And then in the summer, after we ate, we went in the park
Yeah.
and we watched the sun undergo.
Mm-hmm. The sunset.
Sunset was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we came home, it was dark already.
Yeah. We'd be the last ones to leave the park.
Yeah.
They used to have a motorcycle cop. He used to tell us the park is closed now, and he would make us leave, right? They used to years ago.
No, they didn't.
I remember that.
No.
No, I think so.
Mm. Then we met the same people always coming to the park.
Mm-hmm. We had our places during the day. We would go to one